Dear social media, I'm writing this letter to tell you goodbye and to let you know how much I'm over wasting time on you. For the past 7 years, I've had a toxic relationship with you, and I'm over it. I'm over feeling insecure. I'm over doubting myself. And I'm over not having confidence. And I'm over putting you first. Now it's my time, and I just wanted to let you know I'm breaking up with you. So I'm finally gonna be doing something that I wanted to do for a really long time, and that is deleting my social media. Throughout the pandemic, I've gone through phases where I've deleted the app and then re-downloaded it. I'm constantly getting sucked up back into the cycle of distraction and being on social media and losing my sense of reality and touch with who I am. I'm ready to delete it. So when I was in middle school, everyone was starting to get iPhones and social media, and I remember it was first Instagram that I wanted. It was when the app first rolled around. My parents had a rule that you couldn't get any social media until I was in high school, and I understood the boundaries of predators and staying safe on social media. So they honestly had a valid point. But back then, when you're in middle school, all you really want to do is fit in with your friends and be able to be connected to them. And for me, I went to a school where I constantly felt like I was outside of the group. So I decided to sneak social media. Now looking back on it and just having social media, it started off with wanting to be connected to my friends. But then as I explored my interests, I just feel like I was completely absorbed into this internet reality. And it was a pretty false sense of reality back then, because there was one point where I chose to be on social media than hang out with my friends. And I just preferred to be isolated and alone, and I feel like I missed out on a lot of experiences back then just by making those choices. Because for me, being on social media was being able to talk to and match with and be in communities where I felt really understood. In a way, that's a good thing, but in a way, it's also a bad thing, because I had people in my life who I was neglecting because I was afraid to be myself around them. Around the start of the pandemic, this documentary came out on Netflix called The Social Dilemma, and it was all about how social media was literally engineered to take your attention, to distract you. The documentary really just highlighted the disconnect between communication with the people around us and our desire to be constantly on our phones and involved in social media. So I did have this desire to quit my social media back then because I felt like the documentary really opened my eyes, but that was also the time that TikTok really started taking off. I felt this urge to feel connected, and I figured, hey, we're gonna be locked up anyways. I might as well have something to pass time, which honestly is terrible. I think back and imagine the hobbies and creative outlets I could have worked on. It's crazy. Like, I could have been the master of crocheting or something. I could have learned how to sew. I could have started my YouTube channel, but I wanted to see what other people were doing instead of living my own life. So in December of 2020, I worked on a campaign in Georgia. I remember coming back and just feeling like I wanted to completely disconnect. I remember thinking, I want a flip phone. I don't even want a phone anymore. I want to live presently. I want to be here every day. And I felt like that was me really stepping into this notion and this part of who I am, because I realized something about myself. It's that I really value living in presence, and with my phone and with social media, I always feel distracted. I fall into the traps, and that's not how I want to live my life. And I think that was the first time that I really realized it. And then a couple weeks ago, I saw a video called Why I Finally Decided to Delete My Social Media as a Gen Z by Lucy Allen. And that video really started to get me thinking. And I decided that the cons of having social media were a lot greater than the benefits of having it. In my opinion, it's impossible to think your own thoughts, because you have influencers who you feel are similar to you. And by you feeling that, you begin to take on their thoughts, ideas. I want to talk to you guys about one example of this, and that is the it girl trend, where we all want to be that girl that wakes up early, has a healthy breakfast, works out, studies, and looks aesthetic while she's doing all of it. Honestly, that's just unrealistic. Maybe it's realistic for some people, but it's not for most people. And I just want to say that girl wouldn't exist without social media, because we'd all be living our lives the way we want to, and without the societal pressure to be the it girl, because the it girl is just unrealistic. It's a ploy of capitalism comparison to make you think that you want to live this life. And I feel like the only reason, people are really pushing this it girl trend just so that they can post it. And I think that's just not it. It's not how we're meant to live our lives. Living our lives so we can post it for people to judge. Social media is the breeding ground for comparison. And specifically for me, it's not comparison to influencers. But when it comes down to comparison, it's looking at people I used to know, old friends, and seeing how their lifestyle has changed and how mine hasn't, or how my lifestyle has changed and theirs hasn't, and just really feeling insecure about where I am in my place in life. And I feel like I compare myself to those individuals, and then it makes it hard for me to show up really raw and vulnerable and true in making new connections or fostering those old connections because I have a bad self-image. Let's see how much time I've spent on social media. So on Sunday, I spent 6 hours and 47 minutes on my phone, 3 hours and 45 minutes on social media. Monday, I spent an hour on social media. Tuesday, I spent an hour and 30 minutes on social media. And honestly, that is time that I could be reading. That is time that I could be making videos, editing videos. That's time that I could be trying new hobbies out like pottery, cooking, hanging out with friends. And I'm willing to take a gamble that it might hurt now to delete this social media, but in the future it's gonna pay off. I'm going to feel more true to who I am. Without social media, I'll spend more time producing and less time consuming. And in that, I will become more self-aware. I will know myself more. And I think that goes for everyone because we all have creativity inside us. We all have a story to tell. And I think we get distracted with social media. We get distracted from really recognizing our true potential. And that's why I'm quitting it. So we're doing it. We're gonna quit this social media right now. Let's start with Facebook because I feel the least connected with Facebook, but it can be a little bit toxic because older people have toxic mindsets and they're definitely not up to date, especially the older people in my life. And it stresses me out hearing about, everything that's going on right now. So let's delete Facebook. Oh my God, my password. I have passwords for everything. Like, it's different for everything. You're about to permanently delete your account. If you're ready to delete, click delete account. In order to grow, you have to be uncomfortable, and that makes me excited. Bye-bye, Facebook. Bye. And now we are going to delete it on my phone. Okay, so Facebook. I started my Twitter in order to be involved in the booktube community, so it's kind of weird to delete it. I haven't gone on it frequently. I think I only go on Twitter when I'm extremely bored, which has been recently for some reason. I don't know why. I don't really have any emotional ties to it. So let's delete Twitter. Twitter. Oh, I just changed my profile picture and everything. For me, Twitter is like relatable, but again, it's not it. God, I don't know my password. This is really bad. I think my password is the same, but like, honestly, deactivated. Okay, so there's a 30-day period, but after the 30 days, it'll all be gone. Wow. This is so weird. Like, now I'm just like, what am I gonna do when I have like a couple of minutes? Next, we're gonna do Snapchat. Snapchat I feel a little bit more connected to because, I used to have group chats and like have all my best friends in there. And like, although I'm not friends with those people anymore, I still miss them and I still love to look back on our memories. So this part is a little upsetting. So let's just do it. Cut the pedal to the metal. I actually know my password for this one, so I'm literally gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I can feel the genuine tears coming right now because I just did it. I deleted it. Oh my God. And now we delete the app. I feel sad, y'all. I really do. Oh my God, I've got the yellow screen now because I deleted it. It's gone. This is crazy. Why am I so sensitive? I feel tears coming. I don't know if you can see them, but I feel scared. Ugh. Okay, so it is time. We're gonna do this. We're gonna delete Instagram. I just did it. I just deleted my Instagram account. Now I have to delete the app. Bittersweet because I know it's for the best, but it just feels weird because I've spent years on these apps, and so I feel like I have a lot of feelings and memories, but it's for the best. I know it's for the best. Okay, here, click on manage my account on the bottom right. Manage my account, delete account. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, all my social media is gone now. 2 years ago, I loved social media. I was constantly posting on Snapchat, my food, selfies, what I was doing. I guess that's where growth comes in because you really learn how you're being affected and how to fix your life. It feels pretty bittersweet. I'm really excited for what's to come. I'm excited to see how I use my time and how I foster new connections. So I encourage you to think about your life. Think about why you're on social media. Think about how it affects you. And I invite you to take the plunge, do it, delete it. So thank y'all for watching. I hope you liked this video. I'll see you next week. Bye.